on it, guys.
It's just Yuval?
Hello?
Because he sounds the same as everyone else to us, so... If that's... Yeah, Barney sounds great, but Yuval is super quiet. I... don't know why that would be... Oh, because your mic's not going to the right channel. Try now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys hear me now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you were just
Okay.
going to the wrong channel.
All right.
Should be fine now. You were just hearing him through my mic.
Yeah. Everybody good? We're all good? Say yay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey. This is like a collaborative effort here. So we so appreciate everybody being here, and we're very excited for tonight. Very excited for tonight.
Oh yeah.
Because we have a special feature today, and this game, I think it, unless you disagree, I think it hits all the marks of why we do this. Like we
will see.
So the whole point of this segment is to basically showcase a retro game that was a big production, a fairly big production, which this was. So that's one mark. That was basically, for some reason, it didn't take off for whatever reason, and we have a lot of reasons for this one. Right? So there's another mark.
Yep.
And is lesser known, and is also a good game.
And this is a game I knew nothing of.
And that none of us have played.
Yep.
Well, I played a little bit. You played a little bit. We played enough just to figure out wow, this is one that we want to do.
Yes. Exactly.
This hits all the marks.
And Kevin hasn't played it for sure, right?
Yeah, I've not played it at all.
There you go.
So,
Which is key because we watch him discovering the game first time in true honest fashion, and sometimes it's difficult. A lot of these old games are very difficult.
Very difficult. But I'm gonna say that this one is not. This one is fun. It's not brutal like some of the others we've done.
I feel like, Kevin, you've been dealing with some pretty brutal games recently, so this would be.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if this one's not quite so difficult.
Hey, Christian's in the house. Retro Evolution.
What's up, Christian?
Dude, so good seeing you here. I so
Welcome.
appreciate you coming in.
Welcome.
So this is one of those that is going to be fun for Kevin to play. I mean, I think Kevin's up for the challenge anyway. He likes the brutally difficult ones. So
Of course.
I know everybody's like, poor Kevin, after we do these streams, but
He doesn't mind.
I remember we played, what was that game that we played? And you were like, oh, I love this game. This is fun.
Oh, Silver Surfer.
Was it Silver Surfer?
Yeah, it was Silver Surfer.
Yeah, it's like...
Because it's famous for being a game that is too difficult for most people.
Well, he almost made the high score on that game.
Yes.
As well. If we continued, it would have been at the high
And it was
score.
already set by Kev.
Yeah. And so, yeah, absolutely. So I think it's time for the reveal.
Yeah?
So one last thing that I'm going to say.
All I have to do is push the button.
One last thing I'm going to say about this is that this month and next month, we are only doing Genesis games. We have a whole lineup of Genesis games.
Genesis, June, and July.
Mike, you're correct. This is a Sega game. And it's a very special Sega game that was never released in the U.S., actually. And what we're actually playing today is a Japanese game that was never released in the U.S. for very interesting reasons.
Kind of.
We'll
come back to that.
Yes, we'll come back to that.
But
it was actually released here, but not in physical
true.
form.
Right.
Not in physical form.
All right,
So,
let's hop over and see what it is.
Today's game is Pulseman. Now, some of you may have never heard of this game. I know I didn't up until recently. And when I did discover this game, I'm like, what is this? Kind of took a look at it, and this is very, very, very... the gameplay is very similar to like a Mega Man meets Sonic, I would say.
Yeah,
right?
is almost evident from the cover alone.
Yeah.
But yes, and also I guess the name. I mean, just Pulseman, Mega Man.
Pulseman. So Pulseman, and with the little lightning bolt, implies that he's electric.
He's electric.
He's electric. So I'm going to actually just dive into the story of the character and the game itself. And if you want to show the game cartridge, we're actually playing from this game cartridge right now.
There it is.
Which is actually the Japanese variant of this. So actually, before I get into the story, I want to say that, the game was only released in Japan in physical form. So this is a rare game. It's also a rare printing of the game. If you were to find the actual Japanese one in the wild, it's going to be very, very expensive to buy.
Going to cost you a lot of yen.
Yeah, and I tried to look to find, like, if anybody can help with this. I tried to find, because as a collector, I'm always thinking about this. So, like, I was curious how many printings are known of this game, and there's no information. Like, we don't know how many were printed, but there are a few copies out there in circulation, and they're pretty darn expensive for your just the Japanese one.
Yeah.
And so you might be wondering, well, how do we have it here? So Barney, what do you have about, like, the release that we had in the U.S.? What happened? How did that happen?
Well, the only way it was released in the U.S. was through something called Sega Channel, which was an online subscription of some kind.
Back in 1994, or I think actually no, the game came out in 94. Sega Channel, it was released on the Sega Channel 1995, I'm pretty sure. Through 97, because the Sega Channel was a very short-lived kind of a cable service. So, if you had cable back in the mid-90s, there was a channel called the Sega Channel, and you could subscribe to that, just kind of like we do with streaming channels now.
Right.
And then
and they would somehow download the game?
Yeah, it would show up in your game selection, just like Xbox Live. So it would show up in there in the menus, and they would do a rotation of like 40 games at a time, from my understanding.
Do you know how that worked as far as the action of downloading? And was it stored on a cartridge or on a module on your system?
That is a great question,
like
and
that?
we're going to field that question to the group here. And if anybody knows, what the Sega Channel was, or can do, maybe, James, you're really good at looking up stuff. While we're doing this, maybe check the Sega Channel, any information that we can find on that and like how that actually worked. That would be super cool to enlighten our viewers here. If we weren't having so many technical difficulties, we would have had a screenshot of this by now. But yeah. So yeah,
the Sega Channel cart had storage. That's what.
Yeah. So this was a virtual, like, only version of the game on the Sega Channel, basically. And that's the only way it existed in the U.S., in North America, or anywhere else besides Japan. And then a small printing of these carts in Japan.
So in that case, I suppose there's a chance that someone had Sega Channel, downloaded this game, and still has it.
On there. I mean, if they had a way to save the file. I'm not sure if it was just like a cloud-based thing, or like before we had cloud.
Well, Bruce said you could store it on the cartridge, so...
on which cartridge?
The Sega Channel.
So the Sega Channel was a cartridge?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
We really need to find more information out about it, because it's fascinating.
Yeah,
because
it really is.
It was such a small blip of, gaming history that we don't know much about.
Right.
It probably was an expensive subscription too, so not a lot of people maybe could afford it or wanted to.
Yep.
Because Genesis also, wasn't as big as other stuff at the time.
Yes.
So,
and certainly not big in respect of having an online subscription and downloading games. Like, that's not something that was just unheard of back then. So it wasn't very mainstream at all.
So one huge thing that I want to discuss today about this game that everybody should be aware of, and why one of the reasons we're so stoked about it, is the developer of the game. Does anybody know who the developer of the game, Pulseman? Anybody here?
Was it?
Kevin knows.
Sega?
No.
It wasn't Sega.
Kevin knows.
You want me to go ahead and say it?
Go ahead, say it.
Game Freak.
Game Freak made this game in 1994 before they made what?
Some
Pokeman.
unheard of, yeah, some I think it was Pokeman. It was like maybe it was the
Yeah.
sequel to this about a guy who pokes people. I'm not sure.
They made
I
this
never heard
before
of it.
Pokemon. So this actually it predates Pokemon by the same developer that made this amazing game that we're about to play, part of it anyway, which is mind-boggling to me because if you watch the game and you see some of it now, like graphically, musically, in every way, shape, and form is like higher quality than anything they made for Pokemon, like in terms of
Well, and also it is very much so. I would agree.
way ahead of its time.
Also, just taking a look at the cover here and the sort of theme of this, who is the Pokemon mascot, at least
Pulseman.
in the Western world, is Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Pretty much. And Pikachu is known for having, electric powers and having electricity coming off him and stuff, just like Pulseman.
Well, Pikachu had a signature move called the Volt Tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Volt Tackle, like electric, right? So it was an electrical weapon, and we think that it could be because of Pulseman's the move that Pulseman uses is called Volciter.
Mm-hmm. Pretty close.
Volciter. That's the move that Pulseman's going to make in this game for one of his weapon moves, and we think that Game Freak incorporated that into Pikachu, built it into the Pikachu character, and so it's very interesting that we've kind of like stumbled across a really cool piece of gaming history here that's important because maybe if Pulseman didn't exist even in the virtual world or like in the US or with this tiny release in the Japanese market, we may have never seen Pikachu or any of the Pokemon universe.
Yeah. Who knows?
So it's fascinating.
Who knows? A world without Pokemon.
The director,
yeah.
he designed the first 151 Pokemon, right? He designed them and finalized them.
The director of this game
Pulseman.
and of Pokemon?
Yeah.
Same director, same creative and production.
There you go. Yeah.
So it is fascinating. James says Sega Channel was also very costly, $50 a month. So yeah, we figured that.
Wow.
So that, and to figure that the only release of it was in like a virtual electronic release of Pulseman, which seems kind of, we're gonna get into the story of Pulseman, but it kind of makes sense about maybe they did that by intent, because Pulseman is an electronic human hybrid,
Right.
as we're gonna learn here in a second. That doesn't exist in the physical realm. It only
a digital
digitally.
being.
It only exists digitally.
He didn't have physical form, so neither did the cartridge.
Neither did the cartridge. So I don't know. I'm just blown away by this, the history of this, and I think that we're going to learn more about it, in the future. Now that we brought it to light, and I don't know that anyone else has really done anything on Pulseman like this. So without further ado, I do want to just read. I'll just read a little bit of the backstory of the character and like the whole, what Pulseman is, before we start playing it. Unless Kevin, do you have some more interesting information from your research?
Yeah, his original name was Spark, right?
Spark?
Oh, I didn't know.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's. I think I came across that. That's super cool.
Yeah, it was like still like within the project's infancy, and then they switched it over eventually for, I'm not sure why, but yeah, he was originally Spark, and now he's Pulseman.
I like Pulseman. Pulseman's a lot more individual, a lot more unique. That would be $105.19 in 2024. Imagine paying $100 a month to play a Genesis game or two.
Yeah. Yeah. So, was it Spark or Sparkster? Because there was a Sparkster.
Sparkster
right?
is a different. Sparkster is
that looked similar.
Rocket Knight.
Yeah, because Sparkster obviously it's a SNES game, but I wonder if there's some derivative of Spark in that.
There was a Sparkster or Rocket Knight game on the Genesis too. I think both of them were on the Genesis as well. Or there was one on each, something like that. But
yeah.
There was definitely a Sparkster game on the Genesis.
Yeah. I'm also curious, Bruce, did you ever hear or play this game before? Hear of it or play it? I'm curious, because I know we had a talk about that today. So when you get a chance. So I'm just gonna.
James has hit us with the correction as well. Fees were generally $15 a month.
Oh, okay.
1.5. So there was a $25 activation fee, which included the cartridge for the Genesis,
That's
which had the storage.
probably 50 today when you account for inflation.
yeah, maybe like 30.
Yeah, so Bruce heard of it.
Which is still more expensive than like PS Plus or Xbox Live.
So, also, you know what? I should also say that that this game is available on the Switch, actually, if you have a Nintendo Online and you have the Genesis module.
The expansion pack,
The expansion pack with the Genesis, that's where Pulseman resides right now. That's how I discovered the game, honestly.
And probably a lot of people who didn't know what it was have now discovered it.
There's more awareness of
that,
it.
I'm sure.
So once again, Pulseman only exists electronically unless you have a fan-made, copy of it like I do here, and that is.
I love that, actually.
But it's a cartridge, and I have two versions of it. One is the U.S. style, and one is the Japanese cartridge style. Both had the same. Both had the same cover art.
Can I turn the?
We do. You can turn that on. That's the actual U.S. one behind us here.
The U.S. style one is here.
Yeah.
Kevin will be playing from the Japanese style cartridge.
For sure.
But yeah, here it is right here.
I'm just going to dive into the backstory of the character. So this is the story. In the 21st century, noted scientist and computer engineer Doc Yoshiyama had succeeded in creating the world's most advanced artificial intelligence. He called his creation Sea Life and managed to make her aware, thinking, and feeling. However, he soon found himself in love with the Sea Life girl and wanted to be closer to her, so he digitized and uploaded himself into his computer core.
As you do.
Where the two made love.
It says that?
Ew.
By combining his DNA and her program core.
What?
Right? That's how it would be done, right?
Hey girl, let me combine my DNA with your program core, if you know what I mean.
And so the end result of their love was a birth of a half-human, half-sea life boy named Pulseman.
But when you say sea life, it's not sea like the ocean, it's...
No, it's the letter C.
Sea like computer life.
Correct.
Digital.
They're making sea monkeys.
Right. Pulseman was unique in that he did not need to remain inside a computer to survive and had the power to channel electricity through his body, using it both as a weapon and as a means of quick transport through the power of Volcitor. That weapon that he has.
The weapon.
Unfortunately, living in the computer world for so long twisted Doc Yoshiyama's mind, corrupting his brainwaves and his body. Doc Yoshiyama emerged back into human world, but twisted and changed into the evil Doc Waruyama.
Oh.
So that will become Pulseman's arch nemesis, which is his father, technically. And using a system known as Eureka, which allows for the sea life beings, there were other beings, apparently there were sea lives, to manifest into the human world. Doc Waruyama establishes the Galaxy Gang, spreading a new wave of cyber terrorism across the world, and Pulseman must fight his own father and put an end to his gang for the sake of freeing the world. So there's the story of Pulseman, and just so interesting.
It's a classic, a tale older than time.
Yeah, for sure.
Having to take on his own father. Shall we jump into it?
Let's jump into the game.
Get into the action here.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the use of the static there.
You guys want to see all this?
Yes.
All right.
There are a lot of interesting details in this game.
We're in.
There are literally little computer chips attacking you, apparently. Oh, there he goes, uploading himself.
Here comes the sex scene.
Are we going to see the love scene?
I don't even know what this is about.
This is absolute filth.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we can show this. We might have to blur this out. This is his code getting all corrupted.
Yeah.
And oh no, this is them having a. This is the baby.
Oh, it's Pulseman.
This is Pulse Baby.
Okay.
There he is.
I can't help it. I am seeing very interesting Pokemon like.
No, he's a man.
Yeah, that's like Pokemon
Ideas.
evolutions.
I'm
right
seeing
there.
some conceptual Pokemon here. That's super cool. I don't remember this part.
He also looks very much like Zero from Mega Man.
Yes.
From Mega Man Zero.
He escaped.
And he's out of the
It is a
computer.
nice mix between the two, James. I think it's the Mega Man Sonic Killer.
Mega
I
Man,
think
Sonic,
this
and
kills
Pokemon.
both of them.
Are we in the game?
This is not me.
Oh, this is telling
All
me-
right. Go ahead, let's
Telling
start the
me how to
game.
play.
That was really interesting, though, seeing the background of that.
I love this static look with the glitching.
Yeah, it's like something
So
wrong.
cool.
Okay, so
Mega Pika Zero.
I also
Okay.
really love the music in this game.
And it's a classic Mega Man style stage selection where you don't have to necessarily start from stage 1.
You guys want to start in the U.S.?
I mean, that's stage 3.
Let's start in Japan.
Yeah,
think
start
so.
at stage 1. That's cool that you can start at different stages.
Yeah.
Stage 1.
And this game also had audio for like the digitized vocals.
Alright, cool. We got jumps.
The graphics are fantastic.
Yeah, it looks great.
It looks absolutely gorgeous. The player sprite
Yes,
is really, really beautifully designed.
way ahead of its time.
Seriously. All of the animation, like the animation when you... So you can charge your shots like Mega Man?
Yeah.
And you
Seems
also
like-
have kick attacks, by the way, Kevin.
Okay.
You have some cool kick attacks.
I don't know what this does.
That's for when you want to travel along the wires.
Wires?
Yeah, there'll be like cables that you can travel along,
Okay.
and that's the button you press to get into the cable form. It's a cat head.
You want to watch out for this
Oh.
guy,
Oh,
for sure. Yeah, he kills you pretty fast.
gotcha.
Just get out of his way next time, and
Or
then
Mega Pika
yeah.
Zero.
I think he's got like charge up static before he can shoot.
Oh, yeah, you're charging it up so much. Is that just by running?
Yeah.
I love the like Sega towers in the background too. What did he say?
Something error?
Flash error?
I thought it's profanity.
Cafe Alex!
What?
Yeah, it says Cafe Alex. Look,
Oh, that's crazy.
that's my wife's name.
We need to find out about that. What is up with that?
I mean, there must have been someone on the team who was an Alex. Oppa!
That is something.
Is that one up? Oh, no, you have two of them now, whatever it is. Shoot it.
You can duck shoot
Okay.
or use a kick attack with that. That's another thing you can do. Oh, that's a sick move. That is one sick
That
move.
is like a special or something?
I'm not sure what that was. Oh.
Watch it apart. Can't understand anything they're saying. The digitized speech is so low sample rate. Can you press down and jump? No. Oh! You did a backflip? Yeah!
Wow.
Oh.
That's fantastic.
Can you only do that so many times or something?
I'm not sure what the rules is behind that.
You know that world in the background looks like Japan?
Mm-hmm. With the big Sega tower.
Yeah. I just adore the visuals in this game. Everything works so well.
Energy repair. Oh, you're back up to full life. Oh,
Going into something.
That
you
might
went-
be.
Did you
it
go
might
into
be.
the computer? Oh yeah, you're on a computer now. On some kind of circuit board.
Now these circuits are. You can ride them. You can latch on and ride them. In fact, that's how you get from one point to another.
I don't think that's here yet.
From my recollection,
There's a special kind of cable that you can ride along.
yes. Notice how the music changed completely to this kind of darker
It's
setting.
scary in here. Can you do the,
The dark web.
Can you do the thing where you bounce around as a ball?
Oh,
It's the same musical motif, though.
that looks like I got one bounce.
Oh, that's the bottom number.
Or
Oh no, you just only have one bounce every time you do it.
yeah, you'll like ricochet off of something once.
See the little like demon-looking thing in the background on the circuit board too.
Mewtwo.
It is Mewtwo.
Let me get that stuff up there.
You can also enter trapdoors. There are trapdoors around here.
Good.
Yes. And you can walk through the cubes.
Oh, not if you're dead.
Oh.
Oh, you're gonna die. Careful you don't hit anything. Oh! Ah! Ah!
Oh, I can walk through that.
Yeah, you went through the blocks there.
Game over.
Oh. Game over, man.
Definitely continue.
Okay.
It's the evil computer chips that Bruce was warning us about.
Okay.
Wait.
So it started us
Oh,
here.
you continued here?
Why not?
That's cool. It's good. It's good of them to do that. Oh,
So, Barney, do you notice how it's the same musical motif as the first level,
I didn't notice.
but it's just rearranged?
And made more intense.
Yes, it's just reorchestrated and rearranged, but it's the same musical motif.
That's very clever.
Yeah. Just mind-boggling to me that this game
Oh,
never made it here.
oh, you got the secret.
Nice.
Yep, that's one of the trapdoors, and there's no indication of where they are. Just seem to hand them.
You can just
happen
walk
randomly.
through. You can walk through all of this. Can you jump up it? Yeah, like that.
Oh, what?
I wonder what the rhyme and reason is to that. Like, how you can identify where the traps are.
It seems like it's just that area.
Like, is it a certain combination of the colors of the cubes or the way they flash?
I wonder. Whoa!
I have no idea what that's about.
What just happened?
That's happened to me twice so far.
It has?
Yeah, there's one that happened like when I was on one of the buildings in the first part.
What happened?
Yeah, I saw that.
Rubber banded back.
You teleported back. I remember now, yeah.
Oh, want that heart.
Oh! You can punch those robots.
Yeah, I just forget to.
Punch him! Ooh. Good job you got that heart.
There's another, I think.
Oh, can you wall jump as well? It looked like he was getting ready to do a wall jump.
No wall jumps.
Good job, man.
Made it out of the computer world and up to the Channel 9 building.
Oh, what the heck?
That was interesting.
Some dead guy in the back.
Oh! What's going on there? Or are these like, maybe all these people got beaten up by your dad?
Full stat.
Are those flying cameras?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, they're like lighting fixtures or something? Rigging is dangerous, people.
Oh, what the heck?
Oh, that must be like your dad's logo or something. It's on all the signs at the front.
The Evil Dead.
Yeah, the demon holding a thing.
That is cool. We need to find out about Alex's Cafe as well. What's up with that?
I'm guessing if we check the credits, there was someone called Alex on the team.
Also, look at the background. Some of the images have interesting information.
Can you use your electricity ball to get up the top?
Maybe. Oh man.
Oh. There you go.
Try to punch it.
Hey, 2 in 1. Yeah. Yeah, there's a guy passed out in the background. The newsreader is passed out on their desk as well, right there. There you go. Needed that. Oh. Promptly lost it. Huh? You have to energy ball up there?
Oh my gosh. These dudes just blend in. They look like every other light.
Please continue.
4 credits.
Please continue. At least she says please.
Yeah, she asked so nicely, I think I might.
Okay. Stage 1.
Are those things in the containers? It's like fruit in a sphere or something.
What?
Those things in the bag, they're like blinking.
Oh yeah.
Green and yellow, what is that?
It does look like a short carrot or something.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. You gotta take your time.
Yeah.
Take out these robots before you try and plow through them.
Steph pointed out about people that are passed out in the background.
I was saying, I think it looks like your dad's been here and he's ransacked the place and killed everyone, or knocked everyone out, at least.
Alright.
They're Metroids! They do kind of look like Metroids! Metroid Evening News. Do you guys see the Metroid Prime 4 stuff?
Oh yeah.
Footage of the new Metroid Prime. It looks very Halo, which is not what you want from a Metroid game, really.
Right.
It's very sort of bombastic, which I'm used to Metroid games being atmospheric and
Yeah.
mysterious.
Yeah. It's true.
But I am excited for the new Mario and Luigi and the new Zelda.
New Zelda especially.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
The first Zelda game to actually be a Zelda game.
Zelda is no longer a myth. No longer a legend.
A legend. Now she's a heroine.
She's real.
Oh man.
Oh.
Please continue. 9.
You want to try one of the other stages?
Yeah, let's do that.
Climb in progress.
Does it let you? It doesn't let you choose at the moment, though, right? If you just continue. Oh, it does.
Go to India.
Okay.
Check out India. He looks like a fried egg when he transforms like that.
Okay, now this is psychedelic.
Those are the wires that you.
This must be a
Travel along.
level that I dabbled with. Very cool way to travel, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Music in this one's really cool.
Look at the background too. The background is trippy.
Psychedelic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen this in any game.
Right? They use this sort of parallax effect, but it's happening at different speeds.
Yeah. Actually, no, I have seen this. It's a little bit like Earthbound.
Oh yeah, I never played
Earthbound
that.
has some psychedelic elements.
It's never Link's fault. The Zelda just happens to either fall asleep or get kidnapped or something.
I really started to think she doesn't
Normally.
exist. Do you ever see that T-shirt that has Link on it, and it just says, "I'm not Zelda."
I mean, you gotta forgive people for thinking that's the case, though. Especially when, you know, you play as Link in every game, and it just
Yeah.
says Zelda on the cover.
This is wild, man. The graphics here are insanity.
Yeah, I can't get over the background there. That's super cool.
What's going on, Matt?
Oh, this is so cool. You can select different circuits.
Yeah,
and
this-
I'm assuming you can jump from one to the other. That's so cool.
It's so cool. Yeah, this game is insane rarity. Like, if you were to find one in the wild, it's only Japanese. It only exists in physical form in Japan, and we're very low prints of it and very expensive here to find it.
Oh.
But
Oh, you're good.
it is
you're
one
good.
of the best Genesis games I've ever encountered.
This section in particular is very interesting. Oh,
See how he like dangles over the edge with one foot?
Yeah.
They just do
It's like how Sonic does that.
amazing detail.
But yeah, the sprite animations are fantastic in this.
James, it's for all the people tripping. This really works for them.
And they're already nauseated, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Well, it depends what you're tripping on, I suppose.
Oh, it's gonna take me to the
No.
Wonder what the significance is with like the
Such a
different
maze.
levels connecting to different countries. Like this is India, it's called in the game. Like I wonder why.
Well, I assume you have to go all over the world, finding your dad and.
So we're technically still in a machine now. We're not outside, we're inside. Unlike the Japanese setting, which was outside. Right?
Oh yeah. Well, he was in a computer in the Japanese setting for a while as well, but
Right.
this one he just went straight into the computer, I guess.
What's the significance of those arrows? Just showing you the direction, or
Yeah,
so
telling you you gotta keep going up. It's the internet. He's in the internet.
Oh wait, I don't have to.
So the challenge here is staying on your
I
table.
don't have to jump.
Oh, that makes things a lot different. You can't jump that. Maybe that gap's too big.
Oh my gosh.
This is pretty unique too. I don't remember seeing anything like this in any other games. How do you get up higher?
So the key here is knowing when to jump off, what you can jump off to. I already saw where you could jump. That one single cube that was up there that had a ball on it. That's
Oh, to the left
right there.
and to the left and right.
There's one to the right as well. There we go.
Yeah, that's what you gotta get to.
Yeah, but then from there, you can only jump to the same things we're already on. So I think when I get to the top, I actually do have to jump.
What about your ball form where you can like fly around in the air?
I don't have it right now for some reason.
Huh. Oh, maybe that only exists out in the real world.
Yeah, you can't really jump. Okay,
Oh.
I gotta press up.
You did it.
Gee. Wow.
Hey,
Kevin.
you did it.
Duck. Oh, the trees.
We're blurry.
We're back.
It's like that movie of that person that's blurry the whole time. You ever seen that movie?
Is that a movie
Yes, I think it's a movie.
where someone's blurry?
Yeah, the whole movie he's blurry.
What?
Yeah, he's out of focus. I don't remember the name of the movie.
But like he's out of focus to the people around him.
Yeah, or always just. His
That
own
sounds so
character
bizarre.
is out of focus. Yeah.
This game was released in 1994 and doesn't make any reference to dial-up service, proving just how much it sucked universally. Oh. Hey man, dial-up was all we had back in the day.
Remarkable.
The background in here is even cooler. It's like you're on the inside of a barrel with spikes.
Yeah, or
pointing inwards.
Like
or
upside down
trees.
Christmas trees.
Yeah, they're like
This
trees.
is like Christmas trees in here. So, where is this?
India.
This is still India?
Yeah. I think he's still in the computer. This is see the computer chips.
Are there save states? Can you save from here?
I don't think so. Seems like possibly one of those,
Just continue from wherever.
Run and gun.
But what if you turn off your machine?
Yeah, then you're back to square one. That's what I'm saying. I think.
I don't know. Sound effects are so cool.
Oh, you got some kind of special power? Or you did have.
Yeah, I don't know what that does.
Filled you with the power to kill yourself.
Alright, wanna try the US?
Let's go. USA. USA. Bring it home, Kevin.
Okay.
It's gonna be just a bunch of cheeseburgers fighting you.
Yeah.
Or some kind of cowboy. Yep, cactuses. Wait, it starts with a boss?
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, it is level 3, isn't it?
Oh. Man, he made short work of you. That's your dad.
Yeah, what's he doing? He's hurting me.
Dad, it's me. Your weird half-digital son.
Sea hooky.
Remember when you made love to computer code? Pulseman!
No.
I love how he goes, ooh!
Get away, Dad. He's not giving me any space. Dude, really?
He's like, you want personal space?
Yeah, worst
How
dad
about
ever.
this?
Please continue.
I know, and it was just Father's Day as well.
Climb in progress.
So I wonder what happens if you go back to stage 1 now. Does it go right to the beginning?
Okay.
Let's see.
I would assume so.
Stage
That'd be pretty
one.
cool if it saves your progress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice. Because you already got pretty far.
So it
into
does have
yeah.
save states per se, but it's not
I don't
like
know
a
if
traditional, you go in and save it.
I don't know if it will persist with you turning the console off. That's what we were talking about. No, he did more than talking dirty. He was procreating with that computer program.
You can't get over that, I noticed.
No, James just mentioned it.
Oh. I was like, Barney.
He said, if you make love to a computer language, then isn't it just a high-tech way of talking dirty?
Wonder if anyone has done a cover of this song.
Oh, surely.
I don't know about Shirley.
Yeah. Oh, another boss.
Oh yeah. Oh, look
Whoa.
at that.
Oh, you went into the computer. Maybe it's not a boss.
I don't remember. I don't think it let me choose.
Oh, it's a boss.
Oh yeah, this is a cool one.
Whoa.
It's like you're fighting this vector graphic
Oh, dude.
of his hand.
What?
Master Hand.
It's Master Hand.
I think these people worked on Smash Bros. Too.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
It's a prototype Master Hand.
Yahoo! Alright.
Can you hit it?
I don't know.
Yes, you can.
I feel like he's just gonna punch me. I'll shoot him. Weird. Alright.
Why did one more get destroyed there? That's interesting.
He's cheating.
I think there's something you can do to perpetuate that
Oh.
just destruction of the cubes.
Oh.
You trying all your moves, Kevin?
Ooh.
Yeah, he's only got 3.
Okay.
Now I can't run. So I can't charge up.
That's
Oh,
okay.
okay,
You
they
still.
dropped.
You got him. You got him.
Mess that up. Oh, what the heck?
That's the one controlling the hand.
Okay, so he's gotta.
Is that your dad?
It's Daddy.
Or one of his. Oh, that was so close. That was beyond close. Oh! I'm on the edge of my seat here. Come on, Kevin. Punch him! Punch him!
Oh, is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
I was hoping he would like break his own computer.
That was my. Oh no! You did so well.
Be careful.
You got him. Yeah.
What?
Oh. That was a bit sneaky.
Oh, fixes itself.
Oh. He warped his way inside a Vectrex.
Basically.
Game over, game
And
over.
that's the game over. The game over, game over.
Okay. Well, I think
One of the best looking
On that note.
Sega logos
yeah.
ever.
So what do you think? What everybody think? Wow, that game. There's so much going on here. So like I was saying, you know, this game is available on the Switch if you have a Switch Online account and the extended pack.
You can see
basically.
You see if you can do any better than Kevin. The
Yeah.
chances are low.
Yeah, but you know, basically just have the expansion pack on the Switch, and you're good to go on that. Or you can buy a fan-made copy from overseas, like I did, and you know that's the only way to get it in physical form, unless you are a bajillionaire and
Did you show the
find one.
the box? there?
So yeah, I should show the box. This is actually what I got.
It's very pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very. I mean, it's the Genesis case, and you know, there's the manual inside, and I mean, this is just really beautiful. and I wouldn't call it a reproduction because it's not really reproducing anything. Right?
It wasn't
was never
produced.
available.
Can you
in
reproduce
the US
what has not been
in
produced?
hard format? So, yeah, but it's still. I mean, it's just a thing of beauty. And if you do find a Japanese copy, it's going to look like that, but with a Japanese cartridge inside. Very, very rare game, but an amazing game. The makers of Pokemon made this game, Game Freak. And if you haven't heard that before, when we talked about it, but it is a remarkable piece of history, I think, that the gaming industry should be aware of at large.
Yeah.
And we're sharing the love.
And now they are, because we shared it with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
So let's get to our rating. So, Kevin, you kind of championed this game pretty quickly. We kind of played through a little bit of the different levels. Mm-hmm. So, what's your first impression of the game?
I like the design of it and the colors and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. I'd probably give it like a 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
Would you play it again? Do you have any interest in trying to crack a little further into that shell?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's
It's
a
cool,
maybe.
but it didn't feel too good. Like just the way it controls, I don't know. I feel like there's too many moves that you can do. Like there's weird things that happen. I don't know why. If it was more like Mega Man, where it's just charge up and shoot or something, maybe that would be a little bit smoother for me. But as it is, I don't know. It's not super comfy.
A little too confusing with the moves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. What's your rating?
So Kevin said 7.
7.
I'm gonna say 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Is that your highest yet?
No, I think I've done a 9 before. But I don't remember on what, but I did, maybe on Stargate, I did a 9.
Bruce says it does have pretty slippery controls. Once you get used to the static system, it's much easier.
Well, if you play it on a Saturn controller, not Saturn, a Genesis controller, it's really easy. Much easier than a Retron, the horrific Retron controls that are confusing to me.
Yes.
Very confusing. But on a Genesis controller, I found it really easy to do just about anything pretty quickly, pretty immediate. You should try that next time.
Yeah. I am with Kevin. I think 7's a solid spot for this one. I'm open to it cresting up to an 8. I need to play it. I've only played the very first bit, and I didn't get very far. So I'd love to try it again, and that I'm open to putting that rating up to an 8 because I do love the aesthetics.
The aesthetic
of
and
the game.
The music, the graphics.
The graphics, especially.
The animation. Man, there's just so many things. The level design, just really interesting, really innovative thinking.
You're being scolded for making Kevin use a Retron controller.
Well, maybe you can help us fix that, Bruce. We could fix that, We'll find a way. So we'll have to brainstorm that. But it's been very practical because it's a wireless controller. And it's immediate and it just works on any type of game. So, yeah, we do need to find a more creative way to fix that, though. Yeah, absolutely. Good point. So we have a 7, we have an 8, and we have a 9, right?
7, 2 7s and a 9.
What are the viewers saying?
Which puts it pretty high in the ratings, in the overall ratings. I haven't been keeping track. Maybe I should go back and note down all of our ratings, so that we have an actual definitive chart. That would be really cool.
We need to do that, actually.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea, and just kind of put it up here, so we kind of do a little quick...
see where it fits in with the charts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to do that by the next stream. I'll have a a spreadsheet of our scores. Bruce gives it an 8. Solid
That's
8.
a really high score from Bruce. That's a really high score.
Bruce has wireless Genesis controllers in stock right
Yeah,
now.
he's already got me thinking. I need to see this in the store next time. We gotta, we don't only play Genesis games. We want to play other platforms, of course. We're doing Genesis this month and next month, by the way. That's the only hint I'm going to give you guys about the mystery games. But we really do have a good lineup of things that we have selected.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, I don't know. It's a mystery.
That's all we're going to say.
I just trust Yuval.
Well, it's not my decision.
That they will be fantastic.
We all make the decision together and kind of, brainstorm. There's a list. There's a running list.
It's just a mystery. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
James gives it an 8 too. I think this one is scoring pretty high.
It is.
In a
Rightly so.
In a general sense.
Rightly so.
I mean, I think this one even more so than usual people won't have played or seen. Even more so than some of the games we've done before, which that is a running theme, obviously, but I think this one is the most standout as far as rarity and
right.
Being something unusual.
And this isn't a game that fell into obscurity because it was a bad game. It was a great game.
It was placed into obscurity.
It just simply wasn't released in a manner that can be accepted by the masses.
Until now.
So, I mean, I think that people, down the road that find this video, a recording of this stream years from now will be like, wow, we didn't even know about this. This is great information.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad that Nintendo put it on this on their platform for everybody to appreciate and enjoy and play.
And I agree with our Tater Tot friend. I think this would have done well. I'm not sure why it wasn't ported over for the American audience. I do think it would have done well. So
maybe it had something to do with Pokemon. Maybe they just wanted to market that or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? And if anyone has any contacts at Game Freak and can find out.
Well, you had a nice piece of information about the Pokemon release.
I did.
Yes, we talked about it the other day.
That was actually I hadn't realized
in relation to the lifespan of the Game Boy.
Yeah, Pokemon came out when the Game Boy was kind of dead. Like it
7 years already.
It had been out for 7 years, and it was it had a great career, but it wasn't something that it wasn't the hot thing when they made Pokemon for it, and then that just
that's remarkable to me.
Relaunched the Game Boy essentially because so many people wanted to play Pokemon. It was a global phenomenon.
That's really remarkable because when I think
back,
I didn't either. Because when we think back about the Game Boy and Pokemon, it kind of like lump sums together.
Right.
Kind of like we all think that humans and dinosaurs coexisted at the same time. But it is not the case at all. The Game Boy was close to end of life, and that's only then the first Pokemon games came out.
Yeah.
By none other than Game Freak, the people that made Pulseman that we play today. So I mean, I'm just
until then it just
blown away by all of this. What
Tetris came out with the Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of games in those 7 years, obviously, all kinds of games. But yeah, that was news to me. That was a surprise to me and very interesting, an interesting fact.
Yeah. Yeah, internet was just early stages. And
Bruce. I think Bruce is suggesting with the internet theme and the digital theme of Pulseman, it kind of made sense to put him on the Sega channel.
I thought the same thing. I'm like that can't be a coincidence. This is like a digital entity that only exists digitally, right? So why would they release it in physical form, right?
James said at its peak the Sega channel had 250,000 subscribers. which is
Wow.
which is A, more than I thought, but B, also makes me wonder, how does that match up as a percentage of Genesis owners who were playing their systems regularly, right? Was it 4 times that much?
Right.
Or that's what would be interesting to me. But 250,000 is a good chunk of people.
Right.
So
Right. And this predates Netflix or anything. This is all you had cable. You had cable TV. And that was expensive.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
and you had to make the decision to also subscribe to this. So
yeah.
that is interesting, and I think that makes sense for why they would have wanted to put it on there. But it's almost a shame because it kind of got relegated to that relatively small audience, whereas it could have been more.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and maybe now it will.
For sure. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us today. Thank you, Kevin, for your amazing gameplay chops.
Thank you, guys.
We couldn't do this without you. You're so awesome. Your patience and methodical, thoroughness, and you don't get frustrated. You keep trying, and you win. I mean, every time. It's pretty remarkable. I just want to put that out there. We so appreciate Kevin and what he does for the channel and for the stream. And thank you, Barney, as well. Thank you to our viewers and our supporters. We so appreciate you. If you haven't subbed to our channel, it's Just a Game channel on YouTube.
It's just a click.
It's just a click.
Just click.
Yeah.
Click
We're
on
also
that
on Instagram. We're on
subscription.
TikTok as well. And some of the content cross-permeates, and some of it's unique to those channels as well.
And I'm going to be going live on TikTok at some point. So definitely follow us over there. If you're an avid TikToker, definitely follow us on TikTok because I will be going live.
Oh, but
playing
what are you going to be doing live, Barney?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but
It's a mystery.
there's plenty of options. I'm thinking about just going live with my emulation devices and letting the audience pick the game because I have the history of gaming on those things.
That's a great idea.
So that could be cool. That could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye out for that.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
yes,
a little birdie told me that you have a new NES console.
I do. I was generously donated a NES that someone was gonna throw out.
Yeah.
And then they realized that we have this channel and asked if we would be able to make use of it. It was broken. He thought it was badly broken and maybe couldn't be fixed, but it turned out to be a fairly easy fix.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm taking a NES home today.
Dude,
The best controller ever made.
love that. There's nothing like playing on original hardware.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like it. It's just part of why we do this. I have such a deep appreciation for the old hardware, and they need to be preserved and restored and preserved. Retro games need to be preserved and talked about and loved and shared, and this is the point of why we do this. And I wanted to remind you that to us it's not just a game. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks here.